Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Kevin and Mikkel. We are back with a new video. I hope you guys had a great Valentine's Day weekend. You know, all I did was work. Well, I did have Valentine's Day off and I had today off. So I had 2 days of relaxation. Right.
Yeah,
that's him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he was thinking.
We had a nice day of relaxation. Well, I had a nice day of relaxation and like 2 days. I can't even talk, y'all.
You was off?
Yeah, I was off today. But I ain't want to be like, come down, but because I know you work, whatever, so, you know, but I was busy. But yeah, I hope you guys had a good Valentine's Day. And if you didn't have a Valentine's, it's okay. F them. Like, it ain't, I mean, it's just one day where people who celebrate love, you know. But don't worry about it if you ain't in love. It's all right. Please start this video clicking the thumbs up button. Everybody click the thumbs up button. Share this video on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, or wherever you choose to share the video. You can even share it by a text message if you're watching on your cell phone. This is our first video in a couple while.
In a while.
I don't know what's wrong with me today, but I'm fine. I promise I haven't even been drinking. Like, I'm fine. You know, the snowstorm and ice storms now, you know, has just been getting in the way of us recording. But it's good to be back and talking to you guys and you guys seeing our face. Mm-hmm. If you guys did not listen to our podcast from this past Friday, please go ahead, do yourself a favor, and go listen to it because we had a good time doing the podcast on Friday. And, you know, a lot of people text me like they really enjoyed it and they loved it. So thank you guys so much. And shout out to Ashley, who had to talk about on the last part of the Scorpion Show podcast. So shout out to her. So what happened this weekend? Donald Trump got acquitted again. I mean, but it's no surprise.
I mean, we did that. And look how we don't even talk about it anymore.
Right. It's over with.
It's over with. We do what's happening.
Yeah, it's like they didn't give a fuck about what happened. And I'm going to say it again on, like I said on the podcast. These, like, people in the future, like your future generations will not be able to celebrate who you are because of what you stood for back in 2021 and what you stood for back in 2020. They are going to remember you and the lies that you stood for and everything. Like, you might not think about it now. It might not matter, but it do matter. Because you remember, there are shows like Finding Your Roots. And they talk about who you are and what you did and the stories that they find. And then they see the names. And Henry sometimes tells them the good, the bad, and the ugly. And these relatives will be a part of the ugly. They be like, oh my God, my grandfather didn't stand for what was right because he was scared of the president. Right. He didn't want to stand up. He didn't want to do what was right. Everybody could see that, you know, everybody knows right from wrong. You have to remember, people died. 5 people died. 2 people committed suicide. Officers was injured. They say like it's an officer who's blind now. An officer lost 3 fingers.
That's horrible.
People who are dealing with brain injuries from being beat by extinguishers and flags and so much. People used whatever they could to injure these officers. And
with the direction from Donald Trump.
Right. At the direction of Donald Trump. I don't care if he didn't march there with him. He told them what to do. And everybody got arrested. Oh, Donald Trump did. Now listen, if Donald Trump didn't get on Twitter, if he didn't put it out there that, we were coming here on January 6th, if people didn't say, this will be a day that y'all won't forget, and all that, he wouldn't have been impeached. But that's what he did.
That's right.
And, you know, we had people who clearly just do everything he do. Now they want to censure everybody. Bitch, I don't even know what censure is. But they want to censure everybody who is a Republican who said that Donald Trump was wrong for that day. It's like, you can't have your own brain. You can't think for yourself. Fuck it. You know, fuck it. Like, you're going to stand on the right side of history because you chose not to, because what you chose to do. Those 7 Republicans, they are brave. It's a shame we didn't have more And they were saying like, oh, if this was a secretive vote, they would have done it because they wouldn't know who voted for who. Like, fuck that. Be like, vote your conscience. Not, oh, I'm not going to get down. I'm not going to vote against Donald Trump because I'm scared to lose my seat.
Because that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, they're scared to lose their seat. Fuck it. You stood on the right side of history. And if those people can't get that.
Because their constituents are Donald Trump supporters.
Yeah, but that don't mean all of them like or on Donald Trump balls like that.
Yeah, but I mean, if they know their crowd, they know their hometown, they know the people who put them in office. You know, they know them better than we do.
Right.
Like they know that those people who voted for them are Trump supporters. They are loyalists to Trump. They know that. You know, and so a lot of them. What I didn't like is how Mitch McConnell had so much to say after the fact.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Donald Trump, right? He's this and he's that and he's this, but you still voted to acquit him.
Right.
I mean, come on. You're saying all this stuff after the fact.
Right.
Oh, I know that he did it. And I know that he's a derelict. And I know that he's this. And I know that he did it. And he's a disgrace. And he's all this. But then you still voted to acquit him. Mm-hmm. You still voted to acquit. And like Nancy Pelosi said at that press conference, she said...
She was over.
You say that you acquitted him because he was no longer in office. She said, but when we wrote up the articles of impeachment and we sent it to you the week later, he was still president. And you said, oh, no, we're not going to handle it right now because we're on recess until after January 20th. So you waited until after he left office to then say, oh, well, we can't do nothing now because he's no longer in office. Mitch McConnell, you're full of it. You're full of it. He's just full of it. I just called
him Bitch McConnell.
No, that too, but he's full of it.
Yeah.
And Nancy Pelosi pulls their cards each and every time.
Yes.
And I love it.
She just walked up to the microphone and took over that performance.
Well, I mean, she is in charge of the house.
Yeah, she took over that microphone.
Yeah, she did.
She's like, I got something to say.
Yep. And she let it be known. Like, these managers did their job.
Yes,
they
did.
did what they were saying. Yeah, they did. Because I watched some of it too, and I said, damn, they got some good-ass evidence. That's how you do your research. Right. But they ain't have to do too much because they were there.
Yeah.
They were there. They experienced it.
And the stories they told. And y'all were okay with what happened?
Yep.
But it wouldn't have been right. What if one of y'all would have died?
Yep. And Lindsey Graham. Oh, my God.
That queen.
That queen.
Irks me.
That queen. He went from this... he went from, oh, Donald Trump, I can't get down and support that anymore after that. Then he got attacked in the airport. Then he changed his mind. It's a shame. It just goes to show you that white privileged men, get away with anything. Mm-hmm. Donald Trump told us in 2016, I can stand in front of Times Square and kill somebody and can get away with it. Sure he didn't stand in Times Square. He stood in Washington, D.C., and ordered his supporters to go, and people were killed, and he's gotten away with it. Yep. So he was right. Yeah. Because he knew it. He knew.
And they talking about, oh, this Trump 2024. That's if he makes it 2024. And y'all can say, oh, well, his family members, oh, this case is coming against them. Like, it's they're pending. That's all they are, they're pending. Maybe they don't want to charge him right now, or maybe they're still getting evidence. But I don't think Donald Trump's going to be running for president anytime soon. He will never run for president again.
I don't think he is. I don't think he is, Kevin, either. I think what he's going to do is, I think he's going to play to make it. But he can't really. The only thing he can do is really go on interviews because he can't tweet.
Right.
So, but I think he's going to play with the idea, just to get people hype.
Yeah, I just don't see it. I don't know what he's going to do.
Hopefully, he don't do nothing but stay the fuck out of the news.
Like every platform has banned him. I mean, he could do things on his website, but then they're going to come for whoever is hosting the web browser when hosting his site, and then they're going to probably have to take him down. Like, people really want him eliminated, and I'm glad that you don't have to worry about a tweet from when he says, you know, if he never was banned, and then instead of talking about what Biden has done for the day, they've been talking about what Trump has tweeted that day. Like, it just feels so good to not have to worry about that and see that. Like, Like, it didn't bother me about the tweets, but you get tired.
You get tired of hearing about it.
Right. Every day. And then you ask the people in Congress, oh, so what do you think about Donald Trump's tweet? Oh, I didn't see it. I didn't hear nothing. I didn't see nothing. You know, the president.
He's just being him.
Yeah. And then now all of a sudden y'all want to call out people who Joe Biden selects for tweets that they've done. But bitch, when the shoe was on your foot, you said nothing. Mm-hmm. Now that it's not, oh, well, they shouldn't put this person, fuck. That's why I say fuck them, fuck their feelings. If you got shit you want to pass, you got the majority in the House, you got the majority in the Senate. If you want to get it passed, get it fucking passed. If Kamala got to go there every time to make it 51, then that's what she has to do. Like, get your policies in, because if the shoe was on the other foot, the Republicans would not care about a motherfucking thing.
And they don't care.
They don't. It's all about them, and everybody, let's play nice and let's play fair. Fuck that. I'm so tired of y'all Democrats. Everything is going to be fair. Then when you had the chance to do the witnesses, y'all got the votes to get the witnesses. Then you say, oh no, we don't need the witnesses. You know, fuck it, because they're going to do what they're going to do anyway. But you got to make them look that bad. You got to have all of that shit on record, on tape. Like, put it out there. Because I went to the bathroom at work, and then I seen that, okay, they vote. Oh, I was surprised that they got enough votes to get witnesses. Then, like, later that day, I seen that it was over. I said, well, what the fuck happened?
Right. I was shocked, too, because it all happened in one day.
I was like, well, what happened? Yeah. Somebody wanted to go on Zoom or something. Like, listen. Y'all could have called the Republicans. Y'all could have called people who was there to talk about their experience and what happened.
And Donald Trump knew he wasn't going to come.
Yeah, because he was worried. Donald Trump, fuck him. He's going to lie anyway. He's never going to come. I'm glad we don't have to worry about him no more. So glad. Fuck his children. Talking about 2-0. Fuck you, Don Jr. He's 2-0 because he had Republican pussies voting for him. People who are scared of him.
He's actually bragging about his father's
2-0.
It doesn't matter if he was acquitted. He's still two-time impeached president.
Yes.
That's nothing to brag about.
Your father owns
because he wasn't acquitted
of the impeachments.
Right. I mean, hello?
Right. So, also over the weekend, Meghan Markle announced that she's pregnant with her second child. And I was really happy for Harry and Meghan. They have been dealing with so much and so much racism, especially for Meghan and little son Archie. He ain't even do, like, he hasn't done nothing. They're already calling him baby monkeys.
They're still over here, right?
Yeah, they're in California.
California.
Los Angeles. Like, they stayed in Canada. Something is going on with my eye. It's like I could, like, not feel it, but it's itching me. It's like really itching me. They were in Canada for a while, and then they came over to Los Angeles, and that's where they stay. And they stay at the old place where Tyler Perry used to live. Or if they're not there no more, I don't know where they went. But you really don't see their son in the spotlight. No. You only see him in pictures.
Somebody had snuck a picture of them this past Halloween. They went. Was it Halloween or Christmas? It was one of these things. One of them. Well, Halloween's not a holiday, but it was one. It was either Halloween or Christmas, and they were going to go pick something out, and somebody was there, and this person recognized them and snapped a picture of them, and then I looked. I said, "Oh my God, that's them! They're just casually walking through this."
Oh, it was just them two.
It was just the two of them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, I'm like, oh my God, they got the baby.
Oh no! It was just the two. If I'm not mistaken, it was just the two of them. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But when you look at the picture, if you didn't know them, you would think it was just an average couple just walked through the thing. Like, it wasn't. Yeah.
Maybe that's something they relying on. That people don't really know who we are like that.
But they look normal anyway. Harry looks normal.
Yeah, but I mean, you see a man with an orange beard. I mean, but
we're in California. It's all this white. I'm not looking at nobody in California. I am not looking at them. I'm worried more so about the black celebrities. I'm not worried about white celebrities. But I just think it's just dope. But Harry is his mother.
Yes.
He's his mother's child. Mm-hmm. He broke away from the family like his mother did.
Yeah, I was watching this documentary, like Diana in her own words. Mm-hmm. It was good. It was on Netflix. I don't know if it's still there. But
was she talking to Martin Bashir? That one? Or no?
Yeah.
Was she had the black jacket on?
It had to be like in the 90s.
95. She had the black jacket on? Blazer?
No. It was they was using bits and they was using all different type of clips. Like
okay, because there was an interview she did with Martin Bashir in 1995.
yeah,
Really good interview. Yeah, but she did it with him, and she basically just said she didn't know why the royal family didn't like, because she's so independent. She didn't know. She laid it all out.
Yeah, because she didn't go with what they were. She wasn't the standard of what they were. Camilla was more of what their standards, but at that time,
because of the fact that she was married and he was married, and they weren't here for the divorce thing.
Right.
But yeah.
So he got something new. But they was showing shit from like when he was courting her. Like that he's gonna pop the question to you. Like, are you ready? Like it's like y'all
19 too.
yeah, like and she was like 30. Like y'all just ruin this shit. Like, damn, can I be surprised if somebody gonna engage to me? Leave me alone. Like they were following her everywhere. Like she couldn't have no life. I mean, they followed her until the day they killed her. Yes, they killed her. Following her to get a shot.
That's so sad.
Yeah, and they were saying that the announcement was 37 years to the day that Diana announced her pregnancy with Harry.
Oh wow.
So it was just really good, and the only thing that just made me sad is that I remember her a couple months ago talk about the abortion. Oh my God, the miscarriage she had.
Meghan.
Yeah, Meghan. It just made me sad. It just like when I be hearing stories like that, that really makes me sad. Then like ABC was talking about it this morning. I just really felt sad. Like just to know that
and then
you want to bring a baby, yeah, and then it just doesn't. Like,
that happened to my one of my aunts, my grandmother's oldest sister. She was the only one out of the four my grandmother's siblings who never had any kids, and I had found out from my aunt Dot, my grandma's sister, who died a few years ago. She had told me that their oldest sister was pregnant several times, but she miscarried each baby, and she said she could never have any kids, and she said. My uncle Stevie, my mom's brother, he went to go live with her, and he had lived with her, whatever the case may be. She practically raised my uncle Stevie, my aunt Dot said she was actually pregnant several times. She said, but she never was able to keep the baby.
Yeah.
And I said that's so sad.
Yeah, that's so like you go. I don't know. It just makes. I'm trying not to get sad. But it just like you carry this baby for months and then you can't.
Remember, Beyonce said the same thing happened to her.
Wow, it's messing with me. You just can't deliver it. Like it's so sad. I'm sorry, I feel some type of way about this. It just makes me so sad. You go through those, like you picking out stuff. It's bothering me. I'm sorry. Is you pick out shit, clothes, names, and then you just Oh, it's bothering me.
It is sad. It's very
so sad. And it just made me sad just thinking about like what she was going through and all the different
and then,
stories too.
That's stress too.
Like it just
that happened to Beyonce. It happened to Lucille Ball from I Love Lucy. Because when she finally gave birth to her first child, she was 40, 39, almost 40 when she gave birth to her first child. And she was in her 40s when she gave birth to her second child. So a lot of people, it's so sad because that's something that when people say to women, oh, you should go somewhere and go have a baby, some women can't have babies. Somebody said that recently to Michelle. And Michelle had snapped back on them on social media and said, you don't know what it is that I'm able to do. I may not even be able to have a baby. She just broke it down to the person, So instead of you saying, no, they said something to the effect of don't you wish you could have it, or something to that effect. And she came back and was like, some women can't have a baby. Some women don't want to have a baby. It's all different factors. So to tell a woman that, oh, you should go have a baby, you don't know what the circumstances are. And my heart goes out to women. It really does, who miscarry because, like you said, imagine carrying a baby for all those months, and then you just being so excited. And then, like, when my aunt told me about my grandmother's sister, she was just like, she said she was pregnant several times. And I'm thinking, like, well, damn, like, each time you get pregnant and then you can't have a baby, like, oh, my God, like, man.
Yeah. I would probably be messed up for a while.
Yeah.
I would be.
I think that was one of the reasons why my Uncle Stevie went to go live with her. And he started living with her at such a young age because I don't know why I said something to my aunt. And I said, yeah, because I heard Uncle Stevie live with Aunt Fanny. I said, well, why was it? And my aunt told me, and she said, well, it wasn't like your Uncle Stevie didn't know his own mother and father because he was always at their house. She said, but when it was time to go home, he just went to Fanny's house. He didn't stay with his mother and father. He just went to her house when it was time for him to go home.
At least she had a chance to know what it was like
to have a child. Yeah, so they said, she raised it, and they said Bill was fine with her big sister raising her son, so because they knew that she couldn't, so she just wanted to have that of raising something. So, and they said, Uncle Stevie, he loved Aunt Fanny. He loved being there with her, so they connect. They hit it off.
That's nice.
Yeah.
So I had a chance to watch the Framing Britney Spears episode of this New York Times thing they have on Hulu. Okay. Now, we all grew up, most of us all grew up when Britney Spears was a pop sensation. Oops, I Did It Again, and just that whole era.
Genie in the Bottle.
Yeah, her versus Christina Aguilera, all of that stuff. Toxic, I'm a Slave for You.
It's My Prerogative.
Yeah, I hated that. Oh my God. I hated that.
I loved it.
Hated that.
I liked that version. I really did. I didn't like when I did not, and I will say this to this day. One of the things I did not like about Whitney Houston was when she came out and threw shade at Britney Spears when Britney Spears made that song. And I remember that, and they said, they asked Whitney, they ran into her shortly after the video came out, and they asked her how she felt about the song. She said, well, I prefer my husband's better. I said, oh. Because that's when her and Bobby was still married. I said, oh. That was not nice to say. Yeah. It was not nice to say.
I was trying to, this was like when Britney was just tired of everything. It was a really good documentary. They talked about the times of her growing up, when her father wasn't there. It's kind of like he just came out of nowhere.
And then all of a sudden started taking over shit.
Yeah. The mother was like, oh my God, I have to raise Jamie, the baby, or whatever. And they had this lady, taking care of Britney. But she was cool, she was just basically like her chaperone. But who became her assistant because they was looking for a right title to give her. And basically that's what she was. They talked about the different marriages that she had to Kevin Federline, the guy who she married in 48 hours. It was over. Her relationship with not Britney Spears, Justin Timberlake. They talked about it all. Their relationship with the paparazzi, for the time she went crazy and shaved her head. It was shit going down for a long time with Britney Spears. And Britney Spears didn't make it any better because, she was being followed, but she did stuff too, shaving her head and snapping on the paparazzi's car. But when she was tired.
Yeah, but I don't look. As I got older, I realized we can't blame Britney Spears for the head shaving stuff. Britney Spears,
she was doing what she wanted to do.
But not only that, Britney Spears at that time was going through postpartum depression.
Yes,
and that's something serious.
They didn't talk about that.
That's a serious thing that women go through after they have babies. And to be antagonized when you're going through something like that, that's what that lady Andrea Yates went through when she drowned all her kids in that bathtub.
Oh, that lady irks me. And she blamed it on the black man?
No, she didn't blame it on any black man.
No. That was them thinking about somebody else.
But
she's the lady with the glasses and
yes.
Okay, I remember.
The one who drowned her kids in the bathtub and
3 of them.
No, she drowned all 5 of them. It was 5 kids that she had because the youngest was an infant. Yeah, because this was in 2001 because her husband was at work, and they said that the oldest son, who had to been about maybe 8 or 9, fought her. They said that he was the only one that was able to fight her because he was old enough and he knew what was going on, but the younger ones were too young. And they said that the oldest one, who was about 8 or 9, was the only one that had struggled because he was fighting her back. But at the time, she had just given birth to, I think she had about 3 sons, and then the baby girl, or 4 sons of the baby girl. But she had just given birth that year to a baby girl, and she was suffering from the postpartum depression. Now, no, that's not an excuse to kill your kids. But then again, I'm not a woman. I've never gone through postpartum depression. So there's not so much that I can say when it comes to postpartum depression. I just know, I remember like it was yesterday when the husband came home from work and found all his kids dead. And my heart sank because when they showed the cameras of him, they showed the video of him outside the house crying. I just said, oh my God, like he done lost all his kids and he's losing his fucking wife. You know what I mean? And when they talked a little bit about it, they were talking about it on The View. And I said, you know what? I was guilty too of calling Britney Spears crazy. I said, but Britney Spears is going through a lot. And then not only that, like you said, her father comes out of no fucking where and then starts taking over her stuff. That can be really mentally straining for you. You have no control over any of your finances that you help build. You lose your children. That'll make anybody go crazy. And she didn't go crazy because she wanted to go crazy. She went crazy because she was going through stuff.
Yeah, and she didn't have no help. Yeah, and it didn't make
because where the fuck is her mother?
Because she was losing her children. But it makes like when you really think about it though, when a man files for custody, like what you call it, primary custody of the children, and a woman doesn't win, something isn't right.
Yeah, something's not right. Like, but then think of the behind the scenes influences.
Yeah.
Like for instance, prime example. Her father has been in charge for all these years. How and why is that her father has been in charge? What has her father been saying to courts and all them that he's still constantly in charge of her stuff?
Yeah, it was like Britney hasn't had a chance to get a word in nowhere.
Right.
It's just been crazy.
Meghan McCain made a prime example on The View. She said, I saw Britney Spears a few years ago at Vegas. She said, she enjoyed the show. She said, what I don't understand is, how is Britney Spears, they trust Britney Spears to have these shows and they trust her to go on tour, but they don't even trust her with her own finances. Mm-hmm. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
you trust her to get on
these... One of her tours.
Yeah, you get on stage and you trust her to get on stage and and perform her ass off for 2 hours, but then when she get off stage, she ain't got no control over the money she just made. Mm-hmm. That don't make sense. Right. It doesn't make sense. And her father is horrible. And I also blame her mother. Because you, as a mother, you allowed this man to come in. Whatever happened to her sister? Remember her sister had a show and all that?
I don't know what happened.
What happened to them? Remember years ago when she was big, you used to see the mother, the sister, all of them out on TV. And then my thing is, I start trying to figure out what went on in your household that you have people like Ashanti and Beyonce who are the same age as Britney Spears. They came up around the same time as Britney Spears. And you ain't never heard nothing like this about them.
Yeah, paparazzi followed them too.
The paparazzi did follow them too. But they had a different upbringing. Mm-hmm. Ashanti probably didn't have her father, but she damn sure had a mother. Mm-hmm. And we knew who the fuck her mother was. Mm-hmm. Beyonce had both of her parents. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's like something behind the scenes. Not Britney Spears, but something behind the scenes. Because it's a much bigger...
It do feel like something is missing when you watch it. Because, like, I didn't watch it and like, oh my God, I feel sorry for her. Like, when I was watching the Diane Sawyer interview, only because everybody now is so politically correct about everything, everybody got mad at Diane Sawyer about what she asked her. But I was just sitting there like, okay, that was just normal. She was asking her, like, girl, what happened with you and Justin Timberlake? Like, you cheated? Like, what? Like, I say Britney never said she cheated. We don't really know what the fuck happened. But that's the type of interviews they did. You can go back and look at the shit Barbara Walters done did, Robin Roberts, like all of them. That was the way that was where they interview people. And all of a sudden now they're like, oh, well, Diane Sawyer must apologize. Diane Sawyer is 75. She's probably retired somewhere. When the last time you even heard anything about Diane Sawyer besides them talking about Whitney Houston? Yeah. Like, that means that's like we need her to apologize for how she interviewed Whitney. Fuck no. That was a fucking classic. I didn't feel sorry about the Diane Sawyer. And if anything, I was like, what the fuck? Like, Britney's like, oh my God, like, ew, strawberry, ooh, raspberry, ooh, hello. Like, bitch, shit was crazy. I remember that back in the day.
I did see an interview.
You remember that?
A clip of an interview where, not Diane Sawyer, but I saw a clip of an interview, and I think what I liked about when they talked about her on The View last week, they were honest, and they said that all of us in the media are to blame because we characterized her. Because
nobody's talking about mental health.
Yeah, nobody, and that's what they all were saying. They said we all are to blame because we didn't talk about mental health and her mental health. And they had showed a clip of when Britney Spears, not was young, but she was Britney Spears, but she was doing a press junket, and somebody asked her, "Are you a virgin?" And they were like, "That should have never been a question that you would ask a young female."
Yeah, it shouldn't have been, but that
you know
was
what I mean?
questions they was asking.
Yeah, but you don't act, like, for instance, if somebody asked my sister that, I would, even though my sister's 30 years old, I would be highly offended that you would ask a woman something like that. I'd be highly offended that you asked
the
me
Jonas Brothers stuff like that. Remember they talking about the
but what I'm saying is a lot of them were young, and you don't. There's some things you shouldn't do. Like, for instance, your mother. Imagine somebody asking Beyonce that 20 years ago, and Tina knows Matthew knows standing there. It would have never taken. That would have never happened. That's why I say, when you look at an iceberg, you see the iceberg, but you never see what's under the iceberg. And that's what it is with Britney Spears' family. Her family, her parents allowed that stuff. They allowed it to happen. Again, where's her mother? Because clearly her father is money hungry. Mm-hmm. Where's her mother? I don't even remember what the fuck her mother looks like.
Yeah, I don't. I remember her name, but you got to say her name for me like, oh, that's her mother. Yeah.
What is her mother name? Len Spears? No. All I know is
it could be Len Spears. Len, because Jamie is the father, and Len could be most likely his
Jamie's the sister too, right?
Yeah, Jamie Lynn Spears. That's her stage name. I think she got her mother's name. But yeah, I just could not feel the way that a lot of people like. It didn't anger me. It didn't make me mad. The thing with Justin Timberlake, yeah, that made me upset, which we will talk about. But I remember him saying that, yeah, I banged, that's her name, Lynn Spears.
And the sister's named after both the parents, Jamie Lynn.
You know, I remember when, I just remember that stuff. But it just was, that was just the time. But the parents trying to, the father taking over her money, and now you got people wanting to get paid for being the executives and all this and that. It became basically like a business to them. And I do think the father ain't shit. I think that Britney should be able to control her money, but just imagine maybe if somebody didn't step in, what wrong decisions would she have made about what to do with her money and how to spend it and stuff like that when she wasn't in her right state. Because I remember that time MTV hyped up, yeah, we bringing back Britney Spears, and they didn't even talk about this. And remember she performed at that award show, and she was just walking around
with the brown panties on, right?
Yes, and it just didn't make sense.
That was MTV.
And it was just like she was like counting the move steps in her head. It was just bad. It was like, why? Like, this was not the right time to bring Britney back. It was not the right time. But I understand that a lot of people want her free. But where is she at mentally today? We really don't know. I just hope that she is under the best care. I really didn't feel bad for her. The only thing that really made me mad watching it is the lady that was talking about conservatorships. She was like the expert, and at that time, she wasn't a part of Britney's, the father's team. But as you got to watch it, she was a part of Jamie Spears' defense team against the conservatorship of Britney Spears. And that made me angry. To see that, like, you're on this documentary, you're talking about things, and now all of a sudden you are against Britney Spears. Like, oh my God, it just made me so mad.
They did it wrong. They just did her wrong.
Yeah, people do things
wrong.
for money.
Yeah,
like
her father, like you say, he came out of the woodworks, and now all of a sudden he's in charge of her money. Again, where's her mother? Where is her fucking mother? Like, come on. Where's her sister? Where's her family?
Yeah.
Where's her family? I feel like her family left her out to dry. Well, and thank God she hasn't.
Everybody lived off the fruits of her labor.
Yeah, they did. And thank God she hasn't checked out of here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because for a while, kind of like Macaulay Culkin. I posted him a few months ago, and somebody said, wow, I thought he had died. And I said, well, thank God he ain't dead.
Yeah, because, I mean, it was some pictures of him looking bad.
Looking bad, Kevin. And he done got his weight back. He looks good. He did this podcast interview with Lizzo about 2 years ago. I said, I know that's right. And I seen a picture of it, and the two of them had on bunny ears, and he looked good. You know what I mean? Macaulay Culkin did Home Alone and retired.
Yeah. So he never had to work no more.
He never had to work no more. He still don't have to work no more. Mm-hmm. But I'm just happy, people like that, I'm happy they're still here. because they went through a low point in their life, and thank God he brought them out. Britney Spears included.
Yeah.
You know, because she could have checked out a long time ago.
Yeah, just to have your kids taken away from you at such a young age, it had to be something.
As a mother, like you, but it's again, I blame the behind the scenes. Because how is it that her father came out of nowhere and then took over all this stuff? Meghan McCain made a great point. She said, how is it that she's able to go on tour and do all these shows? Y'all trust her with that, but then y'all don't want to trust her with her own money. Like, come on. You're trusting her to make the money for y'all, but then y'all take the money and then go about your business. And
maybe
she can't have
tell us. Maybe it was something they didn't tell us about why.
I don't, to be honest with you, Kevin, I don't need to know why. That's her money. She made it.
Yeah.
That's like Gigi saying, oh, well, Kevin, you can't have your money from a Scorpion show. I'll take over for you. How are you going to tell him that he can take over? No, that's his money. If he fuck his money up, that's on Kevin.
Yeah, but maybe she was out buying. I don't like.
It's
I'm
her
trying
money.
to think. Yeah, I'm
it's
trying
her
to
money.
think of what
she can buy what she want to do. She got two kids. She can buy what she want to do.
You're right, but I'm
that's
still.
Her money.
I'm still wondering where everybody was like, well, okay, well, let's do this. Like,
see, you do that with a kid when you do that when they're teenagers. You don't do that when they're 40 years old. Mm. You don't do that when they're
20s. Like, but it had to be something for just to say okay. But then, like when you watch it though, it's like nobody is like really like.
They probably don't check.
I don't want to say it's like nobody is really there for her. It seems like everybody got a reason why they in her life to me. The boyfriends, like some people that has been hanging around for so long. Like it's just hard.
And Lord knows if some of them boyfriends are even genuinely. It's hard for
me to like you know, yes, I feel so bad.
Like it's just hard.
Yeah, she had bad decisions in picking men. Kevin Federline definitely was a user to me.
Yeah, he lived off of that. Yeah. Then he got her pregnant.
Yeah, and then he got custody, and now Britney's got to pay child support to you.
Right.
Like, oh my God. Like he had the right lawyers too.
The thing is, she went through what she went through, and they used that against her. She's a public offender. The courts used that I'm talking about offender. She's a public personality. The court saw that she was starting to go through whatever she was going through, and they used that against that woman. You know what I mean? And now she don't have her kids or whatever. God knows what the kids look like. You don't even know what the kids
look like. They framing her to look like she was this hoe. Yeah. She was with a different man. Yeah. Everybody did their homework.
Look at Lori Harvey.
Child.
I mean, come on.
Now, and we've never said her name on this show. Right. I just say that's one of them famous for being famous or famous for somebody.
Because her father's her stepfather.
And because that's not her father.
That's not her father. Yeah. It's not.
Yeah, she's very pretty,
like
but I mean, I don't see what's so.
He was still married to that other woman.
I don't see what's so special about it. You know, everybody, Lori this and she's bitches. She's the industry hoe. Everybody's getting turned. Right. Point blank. Period.
Everybody. Michael B. Jordan is playing himself.
Yeah, I think Nugget that's a stunt,
Nugget, and they calling each other Nuggets. They're playing themselves. I don't even get all caught up in that.
It's a publicity stunt to me with that relationship.
Come on. First of all, Michael B. Jordan, just a few years ago, you wasn't even dating.
Oh my God, yes, come on.
You were dating white. Okay. Now all of a sudden, the first black woman you seen publicly dating is Lori Harvey. Yeah, get the fuck out of here. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't jump on that hype train. Oh, look at them. Don't get me wrong, both of them look really good and they look good together. They look good together. But I'm not eating which he's serving. But either one of them are serving. I'm just not.
Yeah, I mean, but you know, it's not. She's not like, you know, like, oh my God, like she is so beautiful and like. I'm trying to find out what it is about her. Like maybe she do some shit that they're talking about because I don't see it. But she's very beautiful. But besides that, what else about her? Did she go to school? Like what is she doing?
I don't know that about, and I get what you're saying. I think too, a lot of these men, celebrity men, are intrigued because her name stay on these blog sites, and then once one of them get rid of it, then they in her DM trying to hide, right. And then she's probably looking to see who it is. Oh yeah, I can give him some chance because he's big and he got money, and let me, you know.
And she done left you.
She learned from her mother.
Yeah, and I've read the stories about her. Oh my God.
She learned from her mother.
The stories I've read about her mother, they're not cute stories.
She learned from her mother.
I'm not here to talk about Marjorie because Marjorie might have changed. but she doing something right, bitch. She got
hey, and kept him for all these years.
Yeah, Kevin do.
I said she kept him for all these years.
Oh yeah.
Well, Steve ain't stupid. He ain't getting rid of her.
Yeah, and you know the ex-wife was all stalking Steve Harvey and Child.
Imagine stalking Steve Harvey. Ugh.
And then she. Child,
He must get something.
Steve must be doing. Oh, he child, please. I mean, not that I know. But I've always thought that he was a handsome man. Like, even on the Steve Harvey show, like,
oh, wow.
You know what I found? Like, I found it, like, so decent that every time you sing Steve Harvey, he never looked like he was woofing. His hairline was always
That was
on
a toupee.
point. I don't know what it was, but bitch, it was always on point.
That was a toupee.
Always. He always looked good, and he was, he was funny, but I always think he was attractive, and I always thought he always looked clean and always on
So
point.
you like him older like that?
No, but I'm just saying.
Oh, okay. You like him in the...
Shit, I'm older now.
Them long suits. Deacon
flies.
suits. Suits that the deacons wear. Huh.
No, you ain't gonna get me to go there. Yeah, but the Britney documentary, I do think y'all should watch it, because you do get into a glimpse into what a conservatorship is, and it's horrible. Because it's built for people who like 80 years old who can't make decisions for themselves. That's what it's really for. But for someone like Britney, she had it done so early in life. And then you'll see the people who's working or who's in charge of her conservatorship try to profit off the fact that Britney's making money. So now they think they are entitled to some of her money. 1%. Bitch, you know how much 1% is that Britney's making millions and millions and millions of dollars?
Right.
And you want 1? No, I think they want like 1.5%. Like, oh God. I just want Britney to be back in control of her life. If Britney is not mentally there to like be in control of her own money, yes, maybe someone, but not her family member, someone independent, or maybe like a bank or something, just be in charge of her money. Put her on a spending limit of what she can spend. Like, it gotta be something we don't know. Even though I know everybody says she's grown, it has to be something where the judge said, okay, we're going to go with this. But then that fucking Justin Timberlake. So now after everybody's upset because he said I F Britney Spears on Star and Buck Wild. Remember them? Back in 2002 or 2003. Everybody's been coming down on him. They say he was wrong. And then followed up with the Super Bowl. Child, everybody is still upset about that. So then Justin Timberlake put out this bullshit ass apology. Like, my thing is, it's not like you didn't know what was going on. You are a man, you're a white man, you're a privileged white man, so you're going to have to really do something out of this world for people to turn against you. When Janet went through what she went, okay, it could turn on. When Janet went through what she went through, at that time, she was on top of the world. She just, like, came back from All For You. She went on tour, world tour. She took a little break. She was announced to be at the Super Bowl. It's supposed to be her, Kid Rock, P. Diddy, Justin Timberlake, and whoever else was a part of the damn show. Like, and then she had an album coming out, like, a couple months after that. So that was her time to promote the new music and all of that stuff. Then this situation happens. Her career suffers. They disinvite her to the Grammys. They took her off of that project she was supposed to do with Lena Horne. Like, Janet lost so much stuff. It was like, because of this little titty with a star, Janet was the worst person ever. Oh, she's been blacklisted from this. MTV, oh, we're not going to play her music. It was like everybody was coming down on her at one time. And while she went through that, your career flourished. Album after album after album. Nobody talked to you about what happened. You didn't suffer. You were at the Grammys the next week, and then I think you called yourself apologizing. It was just like you had the world handed to you. And then you didn't acknowledge what happened. And then you putting out songs where you dissed Janet, and then you dissed Prince in the same song. And then you got the thing with Britney Spears, you slut-shaming her, and we don't really know what happened.
Imagine if somebody went to the Grammys, won an award, and stood during an acceptance speech and called Justin Timberlake out on that microphone and said, "This is what you did to X, Y, and Z, and I'm calling you out for..." Imagine if somebody did that. A black artist did that.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the gags in that auditorium?
I would have loved to see it. Because somebody won a Grammy and they was like, oh no, bitch, take him off. Drake.
Oh, Drake.
I think Drake was like, this, like this ain't everything. Mm-hmm. Like you ain't got the, like this don't validate you. And they turned that microphone off. It come off. But it's the truth, but they don't want to hear it. Nobody wants to hear it. Justin, you ate off their backs for a long time. Mm-hmm. Now it's 2021, and now you want to say, oh, I apologize. I'm sorry.
And you're only apologizing because of this Britney Spears documentary.
Yeah.
And her fans are calling you out.
Yeah. Like,
that's the only reason why.
Fuck it. You did what you did. You didn't have no remorse. Janet said, I'm going to talk about this one more time. This is the last time. This is the last time I want to talk about it. She never talked about it again. Like, it's over with. You know what you did, and you were okay with it. You were okay with it. Shit happens to so many women in this industry. Men do the same thing, but a woman do it, it's the worst thing she's ever done. Like, a man can say, oh, I fucked this girl, I did that, I did this, but a woman do it, oh, she is just the biggest whore. She's just the biggest slut. Now, it might sound like I just said that about Lori Harvey like 10 minutes ago, but I do feel about like, yeah, she just holding around the industry, yo. But I ain't mad at her do the thing. But a woman do it, it's the worst thing. A man do it, go ahead, yeah, you got it. It's all right. Nobody bats an eye. Nobody says nothing. It's okay. And I just feel like it was a half-assed apology. You're not really sincere about it. Because I remember that time when Ernest Owens got you together. You called him a sweet soul. That was your way of saying you faggot. Like, come on. Then you wrote a song about that Twitter experience. Bitch, write a song about how you did Janet and Britney and how you ain't had a balls to stand up for him and say what's going on, what's wrong. Write a song about that. Then again, I wouldn't listen. I'm not, like, I like Justin's music, but him as a person, I don't really care too much about.
Yeah, I don't pay attention to Justin.
Yeah.
I don't pay attention to him at all. Justin Timberlake walked past me, I don't know this man. I couldn't tell you nothing about this man. Sorry to this man. I don't know a thing.
Yeah. And just think about it, bitch. You made an album full of Michael Jackson reject songs because he didn't want none of those songs. Your Justified album is a whole Michael Jackson album. Think about that, bitch. D'Angelo is doing a versus.
With who?
Versus Friends. He's going to do it at the Apollo Theater. I don't know who's going to be a part of the show.
He's going to do a versus, you said?
Yeah.
And he's doing it with who?
It's called D'Angelo versus Friends.
Oh.
So anybody can show up.
Oh, and he's doing it at the Apollo. Okay.
At the Apollo Theater, February 27th. I will be watching.
And this is going to be by verses.
Versus.
Okay, good. Okay, because I'm thinking maybe he was doing his own type of verses.
Oh, no.
Oh, this is versus.
It's going to be a versus, and D'Angelo will be there.
It should be him, Maxwell, music. That'd be decent.
Yeah, all the male singers from the 90s.
Yeah, Joe. Hold on.
Case ain't coming. Case ain't. Bitch, anybody remember Case?
Mystical. Bobby Brown. No, that's before D'Angelo.
Yeah, that was before D'Angelo's time. But D'Angelo, he came out of nowhere with that Brown Sugar song. It was totally different. But yeah, I think my favorite is How Does It Feel?
Have you ever been to the Apollo?
Never.
No.
But I remember you telling me it's smaller than what it appears on TV.
It's beyond small. This is the seats and your fireplace is the stage.
Are you serious?
That's how small this goes. It's that small. If you stand up, you're on the stage. Yeah. And remember, I was on the stage and I performed.
Yeah, you was telling me.
Yeah, it's small. It's historic, but it's small. And then when you're in there, well, when you're in the theater part, you be like, "This is it." Oh, I done seen better auditoriums at somebody's high school.
Yeah, all them people done perform on that stage, and either they got booed or they got cheered.
And to think about it, when you think about it, it's historic. But when it first came about, it wasn't historic. It was just another theater,
right? And
it became historic over the years. But yeah,
I love that. I remember Showtime at the Apollo.
Remember that?
Like, that was my shit. I loved it. Remember, are you old enough to remember where it came on? It started all of a sudden coming on a Sunday night on 57.
Is that when Sinbad was doing it? Or no, Steve Harvey. Yeah, Steve Harvey
was hosting. Like,
remember they had Monique host at one point.
They ran through some hosts.
I feel like Sinbad. I feel like Sinbad and Steve were the two best hosts because after Sinbad it was Steve, and I think that while Sinbad was doing it was when my grandma was living. Well, I know that's for a fact because that was in the early '90s. And I remember it very well at that time, but I remember more of it when Steve Harvey hosted it because he was the host for a long time.
Right.
He did it for a long time.
Yeah. I remember some of the performances too. I don't remember anybody like really becoming famous, but I do remember people being there weeks and weeks and weeks. It was just good. But don't come out there and not being able to sing because they will boo you after the first fucking note.
They cheated me when I performed there. When I danced there, they cheated me.
Oh, you didn't win?
No. It was me and this Asian girl. We was in the top two. And when they came over me, that whole balcony at the top must have been from Philly. Because when they came over me, because I had one with my high school. And it was a talent show. We thought we were going to Showtime at the Apollo because at that time Showtime at the Apollo was still on TV. And we thought that's where we were going. Come to find out it was actually a talent show at the Apollo. So we was kind of over it. But we still made the best of it.
Right.
And then they picked people from the audience to come on stage. And this is the time when the Harlem Shake was a part of the dance.
Oh my God.
Well, they were picking people. And I'll never forget the guy. If I seen his face, I'll remember him. But I can't remember him now. He was a comic on Comic View at the time, and he was hosting it. And I remember he was picking people out the audience, and he went and he said, "You right there." And when he said "you," everybody looked like this. And I said, "Me!" And I just never forget my teacher. One of my teachers, a white lady, she kept saying, "Go ahead, go." And I ran, and I came, and somebody, one of the ushers, grabbed me, and they took me, and I had to go through this door, and we went down like these private steps. Because when we went through the door, it was like an old rickety building. And I said, "Jesus, please don't let me fall." And we ran down, and I never forget, by the time we got to, and I saw the famous log sitting there, and by the time we got to stage, when I walked out on that stage, the whole balcony was screaming like, I remember that. Oh! And when they picked that girl over me, everybody was in there booing.
For real?
Because she's a Chinese girl. No, she doing things. They just gave it to her. I'll never forget that.
But what was the prize?
What was the prize? I don't know. It wasn't nothing spectacular. It wasn't nothing spectacular. They gave me something too, but it wasn't nothing spectacular. It was something to go home and say, "Wow, I was on the Apollo stage." And that's how being there in the audience, I can say what I'm saying about the Apollo. Because I experienced the audience and then I experienced being on the stage. Right. And I experienced standing on the stage and looking like, wait, if I do this, I'm going to touch these people. Like, that's how close everything is to you. Like, it's really close to you. It really is.
Well, that camera makes it look like it's the biggest.
It's really close to you.
It's the biggest thing, and it's not.
It's not no. It's not no small. I mean, it's not no extravagant building. It's not the Dolby Theater. It's not the Met.
So I do want to send my condolences to the family of Nicki Minaj, whose father was killed in a hit and run accident on incident on Friday. We all found out about it yesterday. I believe his sister posted something about it, and then it just spread like wildfire. And she just gave birth recently. I don't know if the father had a chance to meet his grandchild, but it's just horrible to lose your parent that way, to be a hit and run. And there's been so many hit and runs lately. It's just horrible. I just hope that their family will be able to get through this.
Right.
But Nicki is going to take some time for her. And I just say to her fans, just be patient. Don't rush her. Just continue to show her love. Continue to pray for her. That's the best thing you guys can do at this time. It's tough.
That's true.
Like, but it's not even just in New York where this happened. Like, there's been a lot of deadly hit and runs here in Philly. you hit somebody and then you just keep it moving. And then, once they find out who you are and what happened, then your whole story is different on what happened. Or you didn't know you hit some. Yes, you did. You know exactly what happened. And I don't know what the excuse is going to be, but I know they're going to find this person. They will. And just pray for our family. It's tough. It's a tough time. It's going to be tough to deal with. And to know that it wasn't something that of his own fault.
That's sad. It was in New York, right?
Yeah, Long Island, New York. Long Island. On a Friday evening, like 6 o'clock.
That's
so
why
people seen this shit.
I tell people all the time, when you cross, when I'm driving, and I'm not putting blame any on her father, but I tell people all the time, when I'm driving, I see so much of this. People crossing the street and not paying attention. They just walk right in the street. It's like when people get to the corner, instead of stopping at the corner, they just keep right on walking the street. And then they realize, oh, I don't have the light. No, you don't have the light. Stop. You know what I mean? I am so petrified of two things: falling and getting hit by a car. When I go in the street, I look both ways because I don't want no car to hit me. I don't want no car to hit me. It's just that I see people do it all the time. They just walk in the street and they do not pay attention. And you be like, wait a minute, stop. We at the corner of the sidewalk. Don't keep walking. Because let me tell you something. These cars, you never know what they're doing in the car. They could be texting. They may not show your honor. Prime example. He started having a fucking asthma attack in the car and was trying to get to his inhaler and ended up hitting some fucking body. Okay? You got to pay attention. You have to pay attention. You have to pay attention. Everybody got to pay attention when you're driving and when you're walking in the street. Because at the end of the day, when you are a pedestrian walking in the street, you're now walking into their territory. Just like I say, when you get in that ocean water, you're now in those creatures' territory. Okay? So if anything grab you and pull you under, that's on you. You shouldn't have been the fuck out there.
It's so irking to see people rushing through lights or trying to beat like. Yeah. Like, why is you rushing just to be at the same light at me in 20 seconds?
Yep. That's why I wait until you're right.
Yep. And it like I don't know what happened, but it's just you rushing home to be there maybe 2 minutes before.
Yep.
Just be patient on the road and slow down. And it was icy, not icy yet. But were you out there during that ice storm on Saturday? Oh,
it was horrible. My car going to South Philly was slipping and sliding, dipping and dodging. I had to go to Broad Street because Broad Street was the only street that was salted. Kevin. When I got home that night, when I found a parking spot, I went to go put my car in reverse to back into the parking spot. My car wouldn't even... Because the ice. The street was so bad. Did you see that on Philly Scoop Hall? When they were showing all those videos of people falling out their house?
No, but I'm glad I didn't fall.
Oh my God. They got a collage of videos from people, I guess, sending it to them from their like door cameras of them. And I said, wait a minute.
Yeah, because
why are people just running out of the house like that? Maybe it's me. And I'm just old. Because when I walked in and stepped, I hold on to the railing.
Not me.
I hold on to the railing. Okay? Because I don't want to fall.
Considering what the weather was, like when I left, like, because I went out to work, because I was like, I'm going to go get me something to eat on lunch. When I walked out there, all I saw was ice. Just picture this glazed with ice. And I'm like, even with Timberland boots, like, the traction wasn't enough.
No.
Like, it was nothing you could do.
Nope.
I'm walking like...
I posted on Facebook and I said it's dangerous. Do not go outside. Everything's dangerous. Not just the roads, the sidewalks, and the steps are dangerous.
I even thought when I get to the corner, I was like, oh, you know how they got that little dip when you can walk down for people in wheelchairs?
That's even worse.
I thought like, I could get across. Bitch, I slipped. And then I landed on my feet. Thank you, Jesus, because that would have been ugly.
Yeah.
It would have been ugly. And then a big piece of ice or snow like lifted up when I slipped off of it. Like it was just bad.
I'm scared because this guy, they had a video of this guy, his son walking the steps, and the son fell first. And he said, oh, and he went to go to the son, and then he fell. And he fell worse because he just stayed on the step. I guess he hit his hand. But I'm scared because I don't know if y'all remember. Do you remember the Atkins diet years ago? Well, Robert Atkins, the creator of that, he died from slipping and falling on ice. What? He had fell in New York City. He hit his head and he died. And then there was this private investigator from the 70s and 80s who just recently, he didn't die from slipping on ice, but he died because he had went outside of his home to try out a camera. And while he was out there, somebody ran up to rob him from that camera, and they knocked him down, and he hit his head on the ground. And he may have died by now, because this was like 2 weeks ago, but he had been left seriously injured with brain damage from falling and hitting his head. That's why I am petrified of falling, because if you hit your head, especially depending on how hard you fall, that is a wrap. Mm-hmm. And I always, when I think of ice, I always think of Robert Atkins. Because I'll never forget when he died, it was all over the news. And I said, oh my God, he died. And they said he died from slipping on ice and hitting his head. And I said, that's how dangerous ice is. That's why I tell people you have to be careful. Don't just walk outside. I don't care if it's not black ice. If it snowed, somewhere on the ground, it's going to be slippery. Mm-hmm. So you want to be careful.
And then it freezes overnight.
Then it freezes overnight. So it may not even be black ice, but you want to be careful. Yeah. Because slipping on ice and then hitting your head, and then don't let you slip on ice and hit your head and you outside and nobody's out there when you fall. Because then you'll be laying there for a minute before somebody come out there and find you.
Yeah, I feel that same way. Leaving off of work. Trying not to slip on anything. And I don't know if it's dressed down this week, but last week they let us dress down, but now, I don't know. I haven't seen the email, so I don't know. But I don't want to go to work in no fucking shoes, and I slip and fall out there on some thin ice.
Why can't you take...
I don't feel like carrying it. But I could.
How about to say, just put your boots on, then put your shoes in a bag. Then when you get to work, just...
Then I'm going to be leaving my shoes at work like I leave some of my
hoods and stuff. You're right. See, I forgot who I'm talking to. I'm not talking to somebody who will remember.
You know what? I need to take a trash bag and clean out my locker at work. Because I just throw shit in there and keep it moving.
Yeah, like kind of like how you do here.
I don't do that. Then I get my headphones. Like only thing I go in my locker for is to get my headphones, so I could go on the floor. And I did buy some new books and stuff.
Is it a what is it, like a co-ed locker room, or it's just
yeah, everybody. Female? It's just everybody. Oh, okay. Yeah, co-ed. Everybody, because it's not like nothing special. It's just
because what I mean by because some locker rooms will have bathrooms in them.
Oh no, there's no bathroom. No,
okay.
No. Okay. It's you got the call center floor, and then when you leave the floor, either you're leaving out or you're going to where the lockers are. Okay. Yeah, and then you can when you leave out the lockers part, it leads to like a lunchroom, and then there's another set of lockers for the other team that shares the floor.
Are you allowed to have like coffee or stuff at your desk?
Oh yeah, y'all can. Yeah, we can. They don't really want you eating at the desk, but you know they be like You gotta if whoever the manager is that day, they say you eat on the floor, you eat on the floor, and I be trying my best not to chew on nobody here or a bird. But
I mean, for the most part, people at their desks for the most part are clean. Like it's not like I'm bringing a whole platter.
Yeah, we spray the desk down, like we spray before and after, and all of that stuff. It's not bad. What I was gonna say, it was something you was just talking about
the locker room. Coffee and food?
Yes.
You said you getting a sandwich out there?
Yeah, I was going to say, I hate when people, like, when you call customer service, don't be fucking eating and chewing in somebody's fucking ear. Right. That is nasty and it's disgusting. Mm-hmm. And you want me to help you, you're a big, like, come on now.
And then they do I'm sorry for chewing, but you're still chewing.
Yeah, but yeah. Then you fucking TV up in the back, turn your TV down.
No etiquette at all.
Yeah.
When you call somebody, it's supposed to be... That's why when some people call me, I'll tell them, or I won't answer, and then I'll text them and say I can't because I'm somewhere where it's loud noise. Right. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's because how I was raised, but certain things you're not supposed to do.
Yeah. And you shouldn't speak on speakerphone unless you have, because if you speak on speakerphone, it's really hard to make out what you're saying
because there's an echo.
Yeah, and you might think that it's better to speak on speaker, but it's not.
It's better for you, but it's not better for me.
Right.
You getting Sam up there? Huh? You getting Sam the job there?
Sam? Bitch. I don't want to work with nobody I know. Mind you, somebody knew it was like, you that,
Yeah.
I said, yes. And guess what she told me?
Cool. She didn't like you.
No. She knew Charlie.
Oh, yeah, you told me.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you told me. Because Charlie know everybody. Because he staying on DM.
That's what she told me. Shut up. Oh, my God.
Charlie.
She's nice. Yeah.
Of all things, Charlie. So you knew where that was going when she said that.
Yeah, she's like, but I looked like you looked like. I'm like, yeah, I know.
So she probably been to your house before.
I don't know.
Because Charlie, he don't have no shame. Especially, we ain't there. Nope. That day when she stood outside that house crying. No, when she said, oh, that too. When we was there for that cookout, she was out there crying. Not that day. That day she stood out there and he pulled up with some girl at 3 o'clock in the morning. She was standing out there across the street.
Oh, yes.
And he said, she started walking across the street and he happened to see her and he pulled right on off. I said, Charlie, you are blind as a bat. And you was able to see her walk across the street. He said, Mikkel, I zoomed on. And she blew up my phone. Oh, I seen that bitch in the car. I said she was standing out there by herself at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, waiting for you to come home.
Couldn't be me.
Couldn't be.
Because I'm not chasing no dick.
I'm not chasing nobody. And she wasn't in the house. She was across the street from the house.
Right.
Just standing and waiting.
Bless them all. And what's up with this? Because it's the last thing I have. Meek Mill and Tekashi.
Meek Mill, plain and simple. Tekashi 6ix9ine is taunting Meek Mill because Meek Mill a year or two ago when Tekashi 6ix9ine was going through whatever he was going through when he got arrested and he started ratting on different people, Meek Mill got on Beyonce's internet in his maid outfit like he always would do, and he started running his mouth about that situation. A situation that had nothing to do with him. Mm-hmm. That had everything to do with Tekashi, his crew, and the people he told on. Meek Mill, you were all the way here in Philadelphia minding that man's business and wherever he was at. And so what did Tekashi do? Tekashi now taunts you. So you were at somewhere in Miami and you claim that when you were leaving the club, Tekashi ran up on you with the feds. And Tekashi said, no, these aren't the feds. So these are your security. Who knows? Because none of the security was talking.
Well, I know Tekashi got security because he's not trying to get killed. So
let me tell you something. Whether it was the feds, well, it couldn't have been the feds because I don't think Meek Mill, you didn't even get arrested. Yeah. So, I mean, it couldn't have been the feds. But whatever it was, Meek, you are trying so hard for us to get upset with Tekashi 6ix9ine. The thing about 6ix9ine, I don't fuck with his music. I don't pay attention with nothing he does. But the thing that I like about him is that he's honest when he says he knows that he's a rat. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And he knows what he's doing. Mm-hmm. He knows that he's a rat. He knows that he has his security. You know what I mean? He's taunting you because Meek, you jumped into his situation about a year ago and you weren't minding your business. And so now that he's out and he's home, he's going to keep taunting you. And you know why he's going to keep taunting you? Because he sees the type of man that Meek is. Meek don't know how to keep his mouth shut. He's Twitter fingers on social media. Mm-hmm. Twitter fingers. I'm just trying to remind people, Meek didn't have this kind of energy when Nicki Minaj's husband ran up on him in L.A. A year or two ago. He had this kind of energy. And if you notice that after Nicki Minaj's husband ran up on Meek, Meek ain't mumbled his name since then. He ain't had nothing to say about him or Nicki Minaj and their situation. Mm-hmm. But you got so much to say about 6ix9ine. Oh, he's a rat. He's a bitch. He's a pussy. We all know that. But why are you getting involved in his situation? That got everything to do with him and nothing to do with you. And now 6ix9ine knows the type of man that you are. He knows that you get on social media and you run your mouth. So what did he do? He ran up on you with a camera and said, look, whatever the case may be. You really couldn't understand because they was both yelling. But it's like, Meek, you got yourself in a situation.
Look, I'm already exhausted.
Yeah, I was exhausted too, Kevin. Because I'm like, this is the prime example of not minding the business that pays you. You didn't mind your business. And I'm just like, these Meek Mill, especially here in Philly, oh God, these guys, they worship the ground Meek walks on.
But I think that if somebody jump out the car and coming at me, I would want my team to start fighting. That's what I think is going to happen.
Kevin, I couldn't quite make out who was whose team. Because Meek had his camera in the face. And then Meek said, oh, it was the feds. And I'm thinking to myself, right. Well, the feds. Well, if they the feds, why you ain't locked up for?
And why you not both pulling out cameras instead of fighting? Like,
why would the feds be? Why are they there? I mean, if Tekashi 6ix9ine had the ability to bring the feds with him to a club to arrest you, you damn sure ain't getting no handcuffs for
Right.
you. So
I think
like,
Meek
well,
was
what
saying something like, "You try and get me in trouble because if he start fighting or something, can he go back to jail?" I don't know. Didn't no charges get dismissed?
I don't, Kevin. Meek Mill do so much of this. Milano, you really dodged that bullet.
But let him talk.
You dodged that bullet, sis. Because he is.
And then he get on that at Clubhouse.
Yeah, oh God. And,
And
that's
talks
perfect for
and
him. He
argues,
runs
yeah.
his mouth on there. Then he came out with a song the day after the incident talking about the situation with him. Made a song. Meek, about that situation. Yeah. Meek likes this. He likes this type of attention. He do. He
As
do.
long as they keep him out of jail.
He likes this type of attention. But it's not a good look for a black man, especially a black rapper, to be engaged in these type of activities with another man that everybody knows is a rat. Nobody's not paying attention to 6ix9ine. Let him be. We know he's a rat.
So
Let that man be.
don't comment on it. Just do your music. Do you.
Do you? Why are you commenting on a situation that happened with 6ix9ine? That had nothing to do with Meek Mill. Nothing to do with him at all. Like, kind of like, when you took, never mind.
Go ahead.
The other day at the party. You know exactly what that has nothing to do with you, so why are you saying that?
Right. You really shouldn't be saying
You really
nothing.
shouldn't be saying nothing. Has nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
Learn your place and stay in it. That's what I just.
Well, on that note, now that you learn your place,
That's right.
Thank y'all for watching today's new video. Please, people have been writing me like, "Bitch, when you bringing back ex Kevin and McKay?"
It's hot.
I'm not hot.
I'm hot, and I can't wait to get out of here because it's hot.
Well, don't worry, because I'm gonna say what I gotta say, and then you can leave.
Ooh.
Because I gotta go to the bathroom, and I've been holding it like, oh my god, I really have to go.
Again?
Yes.
Like, what did you eat?
What did I drink? Okay.
Oh, it comes out of you like that.
Yes.
Oh.
Like, oh my god. I'm not that young guy no more. But shut up.
I hope you ain't got no company coming over.
I already had company.
That's probably what you shitting out.
Bitch! Don't try it.
Just saying.
No, it was something I was about to say. You made me forget. Ask Kevin and McHale. Everybody say, "Oh, bring back Ask Kevin and McHale." Y'all haven't done it in a long time. You want to do Ask Kevin and McHale? Send your letters to thescorpionshow@yahoo.com. Remember, don't make them too long, but please make it.
Get straight to the point.
Get to the point. Give us a who, what, when, where, why, and we can get to you. And one person said they want to follow up with the story. So, again, thescorpionshow@yahoo.com. You can send it to me, and I will be sure to read your messages, and we can talk about it on the podcast. And if you didn't listen to this week's podcast, you still have time because it's not going nowhere. So go ahead and listen to it. Again, I hope you guys had a happy, fun, safe Valentine's Day. Maybe some of y'all that weren't safe going to be bringing us some new Scorpio babies. I can't wait to find out all about it in a couple months. All right, y'all. We'll talk to y'all. Y'all be safe again. And be careful on that ice.
Yes. Any ice. Black ice, any fucking ice. Be careful. Don't fall. Jesus, don't fall.